We've talked about lyrics that are specific versus vague, but what about lyrics that are abstract versus concrete? That's a little bit different. And the thing about an abstract lyric that can be advantageous is that as long as it still has enough interest and it's not super generic, as long as there's enough of an emotional component to it that it rings true to people, even though it's abstract, that actually allows room for interpretation based on the individual. And the first song that's coming to mind for me right now is Landslide by Fleetwood Mac. I took my love and I took it down. Like that's not a super specific lyric, and it's a little bit vague, a little bit abstract. She makes some statements in this song like, I've been afraid of changing, so I built my world around you. Time makes us bolder or colder, and children get older, and I'm getting older too. Like those are some very, very broad truths that a lot of people can relate to. I think the prevailing power of that song and the reason so many people like to cover it is the emotional truth, the emotional feel of it. There's sort of a melancholy sorrow to it. And that is, if you were to be super concrete in the way you spelled out your heartache and your situation, that's not a wrong way to do it. But the beauty of Landslide is that there are gaps in the concreteness of the lyric. And so it allows people to fill it in with their own story and their own narrative and their own pain and their own context. And that makes people feel, it just makes people feel. That's the whole thing about music, is how does it make the listener feel? So don't feel like you need to spell every detail out. Don't feel like somebody needs to know the full minutia of your situation by the end of your song. As long as you're hitting the large themes of the emotional truth, being abstract versus concrete to a point can serve you. However, Landslide does use a lot of really beautiful metaphorical imagery, snow-covered hills,